Greetings, everyone. I am Dr. Wolf, and today I actually wanted to talk about video game addiction. And yes, I actually do have quite a lot of experience with video game addiction over the many years. I can remember first playing the Nintendo Entertainment System when I was 4. And yeah, it was a really big deal. Our entire family was very interested in trying this new console. We'd never seen anything quite like it before. Unfortunately, myself and even a couple of my brothers got to the point where pretty much every hour of our free time was trying to play more video games. If my parents hadn't stepped in and basically said, you have a limit, you're only going to spend this much time per day and no more, then yeah, we would have just gone all out and forgotten everything else. This went on into high school, where my parents didn't want to restrict me too much because they were trying to teach me about being self-reliant and independent and self-motivated, especially towards schoolwork. But I would still put off homework and say, you know what, I'd rather spend the next couple of hours playing more video games. Try this new level or this new skill or try this new tactic in whatever game it was. It got especially bad in the days of World of Warcraft. I had graduated from college. I had a job, but it was only part-time. And when I wasn't working, I'd be playing WoW. Endlessly playing WoW. Thankfully, I did reach a point in my life where I decided there are more important things. There are better uses for my time, for my talents. But that doesn't mean I have put video games out of my life completely. I still have that desire to just veg, playing a game for hours at a time and try to forget the fact that maybe I should be doing something better. And I wanted to talk today about why I think video games appeal to a lot of us so much, and why it becomes such a draw, why we prefer to play a video game rather than improve upon ourselves in some other fashion. I think a lot of it has to do with modern life and how increasingly complex it gets year after year. New technologies and new politics and new ways of, well, you can't succeed unless you learn this and this and this and this and be able to impress people in this way. And in part, I think video games appeal to me so much because there was a very clear objective. There was a very clear sense of, I need to be able to learn this skill to overcome this problem and reach a goal. That goal really didn't mean anything in real life. It was basically, you're going through many of the same motions over and over and trying to get a little bit better in order to reach the next level, or try to overcome a certain challenge. But it is straightforward. In many ways, a lot of video games out there are all about rewarding overcoming challenges. And most of those challenges are very simple and straightforward. They may be broken up into much smaller pieces, but compared to real life, I kept getting the sense this homework is going to be so hard to get through. And overcoming this is seeming more and more complicated with each passing year. Or trying to overcome social challenges. Trying to reach out to new people. For so much of my life, that has been incredibly difficult. Whereas if I played video games where the goal is very clear, and how to overcome the challenges to that goal are very straightforward, and where I can feel that little bit of reward to feel like I accomplished something that I couldn't do before. That can be very enticing. That can draw so many people in to want to spend the majority of their free time taking part in. It took a great deal of effort to at least lessen how much I needed to have video games in my life. These days, I've actually limited myself to only buying one game per year. And I make sure that whatever game I play will keep me interested for a long time to come. But at the same time, I am so grateful that, at least with YouTube, I can actually put my efforts into video projects where I am scripting or recording or editing or collaborating with so many other people. I am so very thankful that a space like YouTube has allowed me to be more social and outgoing than at any other point in my life before. I had that capability, but I never would have believed it back in the days where video games were just the whole point of my free time, what I'd be looking forward to most after a day at the office. I do hope that there are many people out there who can at least understand that video games by themselves are not a bad thing. I have never seen them as a bad thing. It's what they can do to how you see yourself. Basically keeping yourself into a safety bubble, this sense of comfort where I know how to overcome this challenge and it doesn't have to be overly stressful for me. I still play video games. There are times when I will spend a couple hours or even 3 or 4 playing a particular video game. But I have disciplined myself enough to know there are other things in life that will allow me to grow far more than any game I could be playing. It's not about what's easy. It's about what's worthwhile. I am grateful that I have found some way of reaching out and making friends and building connections that I never thought I ever could before. And I never would have gotten that far if I kept relying on video games to make me feel good about myself. I'll say it again. Video games by themselves, I don't consider them a bad thing. But one must remember moderation. Like so many aspects of life, you can always take one element too far. I hope at least a few of you out there feel a bit more motivated in order to reach beyond yourselves and try to step outside of that safety bubble, that sense of comfort that comes from something like video games. I was able to, even though at points in my life I would spend dozens upon dozens of hours every week engrossed in video games. But I don't have to anymore. I still like them, and I will still play them, but I can think of quite a few things which will make me feel like I have much more of a sense of accomplishment, something that will last in the years to come. If any of you out there have any similar stories about video game addictions and perhaps how you might have overcome them over the years, I'd very much like to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.